Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hubar begins now.
Good evening. Facing threats from interstate, one forestry industry veteran says locally owned sawmills could soon be a thing of the past. Victoria's decision to halt native forest logging sooner than expected is causing problems for our local industry.
Fearful for the future of forestry, Terry Edwards says cashed-up Victorian companies are buying Tasmanian timber.
I think what we'll see in 3 years' time, if nothing is done to remedy this, is no locally owned sawmills in Tasmania. That's just a stark reality.
Western Junction's sawmill in the state's north is part owned by the Victorian government. Locally owned sawmillers say it means less timber for them.
In an unfair manner, forcing prices to levels that can't be sustainably paid by sawmills in Tasmania because we're not backed by the Victorian Treasury.
Then shipped for processing interstate, they say local jobs are at risk. This follows Victoria's decision to end native forest logging. There's also concerns Victorian companies are using their subsidies to undercut competition for tenders here in Tasmania.
We want action. We don't just want rhetoric and words from parliamentarians.
We are very aware that what's happened in Victoria is a disruptor in the market.
The state government's buy local policy gives Tasmania businesses a 25% advantage during tender processes. But as a government business enterprise, STT is exempt. It only applies a 5% advantage.
There's nothing stopping the minister coming out and saying to the board, I want you to operate a minimum of 25% buy local.
Our Minister for Resources is listening to our industry. He's talking with Sustainable Timbers Tasmania about reviewing their tendering processes.
A Victorian government spokesperson says the Andrews government is supporting mill workers. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
There's been a raft of changes inside Tasmanian hospitals since the stabbing of a doctor at the Northwest Regional in April. While an independent review continues, recruitment for extra support officers has commenced and a public campaign to encourage respect for staff is being developed.
We have zero tolerance for abuse or assaults on our frontline staff, on anybody really, in any setting.
The Tasmania Health Service was handed 2 notices to improve by WorkSave Tasmania, with issues being addressed. Our Hobart Pilates studio is facing a mammoth challenge, running classes all night as part of a national 24-hour mental health relay. More than 200 Tasmanians have signed up for the challenge, and if you want to get involved, there's still 12 hours left.
Navi Maharaj has been exercising at KX Pilates since it first came to Tasmania in 2018. But today's class is special. The company partnering with Lifeline Australia for a national 24-hour mental health challenge.
Recently had a colleague pass away earlier this year who was having mental health issues, so she used to come with me in our lunch breaks, so it's just really important for me to come out.
Navi is one of more than 220 people signed up for Rosny's relay.
We're here supporting Lifeline, which is a cause close to our heart. Like, we know a lot of people have mental health problems and you don't always know.
Each participant paying $39 to cover the cost of one Lifeline call.
You could be potentially saving one Australian life by coming down today, and in total we're hoping to raise $150,000.
It's believed to be the world's longest Pilates class, with 50-minute sessions running every hour.
We rise on the exhale, squaring up through those hips and ears.
We're really focusing today on those exercises that make you feel strong, make you feel empowered, and you leave the class feeling stronger, fitter, have more energy.
KX Pilates stands for the Kaizen experience in Japanese, which means change for the better. So we believe in constantly changing and improving ourselves in small increments.
The challenge won't stop until 7 tomorrow morning, with a champagne breakfast and raffle draw to celebrate. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Children of all abilities will be able to play together with the opening of a unique Northwest Park. The playground, a decade in the making, an initiative of local disability support group, the Fairy Godmothers.
ringing the opening bell on a Tasmanian first.
I know, should we do the 7 News jingle?
Somerset's Anzac Park is now home to the state's first all-abilities playground. The $2.5 million project was born 10 years ago from a need to build places to play for children living with disability.
I have a child with cerebral palsy who was not able to play in a park, and she used to sit and cry and ask why she couldn't.
Jessica's daughter is 15 now, but age is no barrier.
The first thing she did was go on the little roundabout that we've got there, and she's never been on something that spins. So that was a big experience for her.
Adaptions to the common play equipment we usually see at playgrounds allow children of all abilities to get in on the fun, while bright, softer surfaces protect against over-exuberant capers.
I would love a park like this. Hey, you're a bit lucky, aren't you?
Community members, local councils, state and federal governments teaming up to get the project off the ground.
I think the best work is done when governments of all levels and all colours can actually work together.
Finished in April, the park's been undergoing quality testing and troubleshooting before today's grand opening.
There were a couple of little hiccups, but they've been fixed up, and I think that everyone's very happy with what we've got.
With hopes the space is just the first of many. Annie Green, 7 Tasmania News.
The Northern Hawks have gone back-to-back in the Tasmanian Netball League Grand Final in an emphatic win over the Cavaliers. The Cavs came out firing in a tight first quarter before falling behind in the second and third. Co-captain Ashley Moore top scored in the matchup, missing just one of her 45 attempts on goal.
I've played for Hawks for the last 9 years and we've never been able to go back-to-back, so it's so amazing and it's such a credit to everyone's hard work.
A final term fight back wasn't enough. The Hawks finishing with 71 goals to the Cavaliers' 57.
They just had that real fire in the belly and belief. They're a fantastic team. They back each other. They're a really united bunch on and off the court.
The Hawks haven't lost a regular season game in 2 years, losing just one qualifying final this season to the Cavaliers. North Launceston has taken the Tasmanian State League by storm, winning its 11th game in a row. Meanwhile, Lauderdale couldn't find its strength today, losing a crucial match against Clarence.
Blazing through the Tasmanian State League on a hot streak, North Launceston winning the toss and scoring the first goal of the day.
Great goal, Harvey Griffiths. Read that beautifully off the pack.
The Bombers celebrating again just 1 minute later.
Sail straight through the middle from Brad Cox-Goodger. They're on fire early here.
Presnell putting Launceston on the scoreboard 10 minutes in.
And that's their first. Lockie Presnell from the pocket, smart kick.
The rivals already reaching for throats by the end of the first quarter. Back on the green and all eyes were on Launceston's Colby McKercher as he made his first TSL appearance for the season.
Hits it from right on 50, Colby McKercher. Just taken on the line.
But it wasn't the game he was hoping for. The Bombers blitzing the Blues by 30 points. Down south and Clarence also came out with guns blazing. Tom Murrell kicking 2 goals in the first 2 minutes.
Tom Murrell lighting up Launceston Arena here in the opening moments of this game.
The Roos dominating the field from start to finish and badly hurting Lauderdale's hopes of making finals. North Hobart also going home empty-handed after losing to Kingborough. The Tigers staying comfortable on the top of the ladder. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
2 cricketers normally plying their trade here in Tasmania have combined in Zimbabwe overnight. In the Zim Afro T10 League, Bo Webster's bowling and Ben McDermott's wicket-keeping helped get a vital wicket for the Bulawayo Braves.
They're not letting the opposition back into the fold, and that's a great catch by McDermott. Running cats away from him.
Webster made 39 not out with the bat, but the Braves lost to the Joburg Buffaloes by 10 runs. And finally in sport this Saturday night, 10 Tasmanian football icons have been added to the state's Hall of Fame overnight. Let's hear from some of them now as they reflect on their achievements.
There's a lot of guys that I played with and against that are already in, and there'll be more to come. I went through the list the other day, and there's actually 106 people that I've either played with or against out of the 300 odd. So
you learn discipline, you learn teammates. You know, you can't be good yourself without your teammates.
So it's pretty special. When I got the phone call, I was actually a little bit speechless, to be honest. You know, it's a big part of my life being a Tasmanian, and I'm very passionate where I'm from.
It's the first time in 5 years the ceremony has been held.
Today, Hobart 15 degrees, Launceston 13, Devonport and Burnie both 12. The highest rainfall recorded at Mount Reid with 22 millimetres. Friendly Beaches and Grove, the state's top today with 16. St Helens 15, the Islands, Smithton and Strawn all 14. Low Head and Bushy Park 13. -3 overnight in Lyweenie with a top of 9 degrees today. Mostly cloudy conditions about the entirety of the state, with the exception to the northeast where it was mostly sunny. High cloud is moving over from the northwest. A mid to high level cloud band moves over the state and coastal parts of southeastern SA and western Victoria. The remainder of the nation is relatively cloud free. Tomorrow, a high pressure system centres over southeastern WA, extending a ridge over the majority of Australia. A weak trough lies just inland to the Queensland coast. West to southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, tending to 20 to 30 knots in the afternoon in the south. The west and south are expecting west to southwesterly swells up to 3.5 metres. A strong wind warning has been issued for the southeast and southwest coast. Tomorrow, Hobart and Richmond partly cloudy with 14, a possible shower for ooze. Also partly cloudy in Launceston and Deloraine, mostly sunny conditions in Devonport. Burnie partly cloudy and 13, showers in Strawn, showers easing in Curry, 13's the top there. St Helens and Whitemark partly cloudy with a high of 14, sunny in Swansea. Now to the 3-day forecast. Monday, fine apart from light showers about the west, extending to the far south in the afternoon and evening. Tuesday, fine apart from light showers about the west, patchy frost and fog also expected. Wednesday, showers about the west and Bass Strait Islands, extending to the far south during the afternoon, otherwise mainly fine. Taking a look at the mainland tomorrow, a frosty start for Canberra. Showers likely in Sydney and Melbourne, sunny in Perth and Darwin. And currently in Hobart, it's mostly cloudy with 11 degrees, also mostly cloudy in Launceston and cloudy in Devonport. Lou, looks like you're showing your support for the Matildas in that fantastic yellow blazer.
I certainly am. Thanks for noticing, Kaya. That's all your news for now. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a lovely and safe evening. Good night.